driving to Ceduna from Werribee, and the wind gusts are phenomenal. So the wind is up at the moment at 46 with gusts at 57. Look at the dust around the place. It is crazy. Well, the skies opened up and the rain absolutely bucketed down sideways, driven by gale force winds. For a few days, it felt like we were parked on the set of a disaster movie. Safe to say, pulling into a caravan park was one of our smartest decisions. The weather was so wild, we didn't really get a chance to discover Ceduna, but we'll make sure we do that on our next trip through. Once things cleared up, we continued along the highway until we reached Penong. Oh, by the way, in this video, I'll show you the key points of interest on the map along the way, so you have a clear reference of where everything is located, especially since the journey along the Eyre Highway spans 1,200 kilometres. Today we find ourselves in Penong, which is 71 kilometres west of Ceduna, and it is on the Eyre Highway. Now what we have in front of us is Australia's biggest open-air wind museum. They have a total of 26 windmills here. Now each one of these windmills is owned privately, but they are on loan to the museum, so we can all come and have a look at it. The windmills will have a bit of information about them, what their name is and the size, and also when they were made and in use for, and who actually owns each one. After many drinks, smokes and ideas later, it was concluded that a windmill museum showcasing all the types of windmills used by farmers throughout Penong area would be a good start. This quickly became a showcase of windmills used extensively by farmers throughout Australia. And this is how it all started. It now continues to escalate with more windmills arriving. The Penong Windmill Museum was officially opened on the 10th of September in 2016. Meet Bruce. He's 35 feet diagonally from one side to the other side. It's a great name for a windmill. Now this was actually the working position of this windmill. So I don't know how it flattens out, whether it does it on its own or if it's done manually. But yeah, pretty cool. We're now going to head down to Lake MacDonnell, which is about 14 kilometres south of Penong, and that is where they have the pink lake. Hopefully we will get to see some pink. It's very cloudy today, so we'll just go down and have a look at it. Now the road down to the lake is unsealed, and there are quite a few potholes in here. There's no corrugations or anything, just on that very, very edge. But overall, it's pretty good. About 10 kilometres in the trip, we've been noticing all the salt mounds. So we're thinking they may do salt farming down here as well. Now Now we're just coming up to the lake here. This is Lake MacDonnell. And one side of the lake is called the Green Lake and the other side is the Pink Lake. And you can sort of just see the tinge of pink in there. You know, when you're comparing one side to the other, you can definitely see the pink in there. And then you go just a little bit further down and you come to Blue Lake.
Lake MacDonnell, about 15 kilometres south of Penong on South Australia's Eyre Peninsula, is home to one of the most eye-catching pink lakes in the country. Now, the lake gets its bright pink colour from natural organisms, tiny algae and bacteria that thrive in very salty water. These microscopic creatures produce red and orange pigments when salt levels are high, the weather is warm and the sun is shining. When everything lines up just right, the lake transforms into a stunning shade of pink. One of the best places to take in the view is along the road known as Watermelon Avenue, where the vivid pink sits beside striking blue and green salt lakes, creating an unforgettable contrast. The colour is usually at its brightest in late spring and summer, especially after dry weather. Now, there's no toilets or shops at the lake, so be sure to bring your own supplies and take any rubbish with you to keep the place clean.
We've pulled in off the Eyre Highway. We are about, say about 130 kilometres west of Ceduna, and this is a free camp, and it's actually really, really good. So I'm just going to show this to you. So you come in here and you see the gravel pits, and off to the side here is a place more so for trucks to have their rest breaks. And if you continue on past these gravel pits, it brings you into an area that's got plenty of room to camp at. So I'm just going to take you there now. That's the direction I've just come from. So the gravel pits are just there to the left behind that tree there. And you keep sneaking along this little bit of a gravel track here. And you will see that this is where a stack of camping area is. Heaps and heaps of room. So I'll just continue a little bit further in and show you some more. Now, as you can see, it's really opened up at the back here. We're probably about 100 metres off the road. You can hear the cars and the trucks, but it's not so bad. People have been having campfires here. As you can see, they've been placing the rocks around. And you can see that it just opens up to more and more space. So I'll take you in further where we are. So as you can see, there's plenty of room and it's pretty level. We've got nothing under our van at the moment to level it because it's pretty close. And we're just in the distance, just back there. There we go. Just hiding in the back. We've actually put ourselves behind some trees because it's been a bit windy. Like, this is really, really good. Now they're saying caravans, RVs, big rigs, all that sort of stuff, but they don't have tents on it. I don't know who's going to monitor it. I highly doubt anybody is. But if you are tenting it, just make sure you're self-contained because they want people to be self-contained. Don't leave your shit and your shit toilet paper laying around. At least dig yourself a really, really good hole if you're going to do that. But they want you to be self-contained. So get yourself a toilet. You can stay anywhere. You obviously don't want to come in here on wet days because it's just mud. I know it looks a little bit green from a distance, but when you look straight down, it's just little patches of green. We're just tucked up behind the trees here for a bit of protection. Just taking you around now. Pete's got us a fire going. He's a good man. And look at that, wonderful. We're set for the night. So it's a great little spot. You know, if you're needing somewhere to pull up on the side of the road, this is it. We're at the Great Australian Bight, and we are at the head of Bight Whale Centre, which is a nursery for the southern right whale. And whale watching season is from the 1st of May to the 31st of October. And it does cost to get in here. So adults are $20 and seniors are $17, kids are $9 and a family is $50. So we're going to go in and check it all out and find out what we can and can't do here. So we got our tickets, and being seniors it was only $17. So we're just going to go for a walk now down the pathway, and there are definitely whales down there. So come along with us. So we've walked about 600 metres and we come to a split in the road. So one way is the boardwalk and one way is the lookout. So we're going to go the boardwalk first. See how white the sand dunes are over there? Just beautiful. So the boardwalk just winds around until you get to its lowest point, which is just over there. And straight out in front of us, there's a couple of the southern right whales. I'm hoping I can pick that up. Look, there they are. Look. Very cool. And now we're going to go down and have a look at the lookout and see how much we can see. So just a little bit about the southern right whales. They come to this area from the oceans to calve and breed. And they begin to arrive in May in numbers building during the season. By September, they are beginning to migrate south again. So this bay and others along the coast provide protection, and the warmer water makes it more suitable for the calving. There's actually no landmass that lies directly south from this point till Antarctica. I wanted to show you the Bunda cliff face. Now they range from 40 to 80 metres in height, and this goes for 800 kilometres. Yesterday afternoon we came through from that direction that you can see behind me, which is only a couple of K off the highway, the Eyre Highway, and it's where it took us down to the head of Bight Whale Centre, which is in that direction behind me. And we stayed at the head of Bight campground. It's a free campground, and it's 17 Ks from the whale centre. So you can drive straight in off the freeway, go down to the whale centre, which is what we did, and then we came back here and free camped for the night. So I'm just going to quickly run you through that. This is the free campground. There's nothing here. There's no toilets. There's no anything. So you need to be self-contained. There must have been at least 20 vehicles in here last night. We've got a few buses. As you can see, it's level. Some people had campfires going last night. There's no dump points. There's absolutely nothing here. What you see is exactly what it is. Just a bit of ground where we can just camp out on. Now, it was really good because you never heard the road noise from the freeway. It's a bit foggy this morning, as you can see. And it was really quiet for so many vans here. It was really, really quiet. I just wanted to tell you the road in from Eyre Highway is all bitumen, all the way down. It's only dirt in this section where the free camping is. And if I didn't say before, it's pet friendly here as well.
Here is a map showing the locations of both the Bight of Head campground and the Whale Centre, which are just off the highway.
We have just entered the eastern treeless plains into the Nullarbor, and as you can see, there's nothing, no trees at all. Just all this saltbush as far as you can see on both sides of the road. Just coming across the Nullarbor here, and we've noticed these signs which are a bit quirky, that they're displaying the three animals, the kangaroo, the wombat and the camels.
We're just stopping in to have a look at the scenic lookout number 1, which is just off the Eyre Highway. It's only a couple of 100 metres in off the main road. There's a few vans down here. We're just wandering down to see the view. It's just a gravel pathway just to get down there. So this is the view from Scenic Lookout 1, and it is just absolutely stunning. As far as your eyes can see. Look at it. How beautiful is it? And the southern right whales come in here to birth as well. So this is the Eyre Highway, and it just goes on and on and on like this, just like this. It looks straight as a die. It does curve around, so Pete tells me, but it just feels like you're driving just in a straight line. Easy to navigate on it. The road is good. And plenty of room for trucks and cars with caravans. We're now heading into Scenic Lookout number 2. It's 600 metres off the Eyre Highway, and once again, unsealed road, but it's perfect anyway. It's great how they've got plenty of room for caravans to stop. So once again, it's another short walk on a little gravel pathway. It's nice how they do it, and they have it all fenced off, so you're not supposed to go obviously off track because the edges are very soft. So Scenic Lookout number 2. The ocean just looks absolutely beautiful, and it is perfect weather day. There's no wind here, and just off to the right you can see all the cliff faces again. And one of the world's rarest sea lion species lives at the bottom of these cliffs, and that is the Australian sea lion. We're now making our way to the Bunda Cliffs lookout. Now if I just show you our map, you can see how close to the water we actually are, and I can't get it on video, but when you look out that way you can actually see the ocean. We're now just coming up to the Bunda Cliffs lookout. Once again, it's all unsealed coming up to the cliff's edges. But it's all nice and well kept. Okay, here we are, right on the edge of Australia. I don't want to get too close to the edges. A bit too scary for me. You can see it's just a drop off straight down to the ocean, all the way along here. This would be awesome to camp here too. We are certainly in a very beautiful part of Australia. This is so lovely. We are so close to the edge. What a fantastic drive this is, eh? We're now just pulling into scenic lookout number 3. The parking area for this one, there doesn't seem to be as much room as the other ones. Just a few caravans at a time by the looks. And luckily for us, we've pulled up at the right time. So this is really, really different to the other couple of stops that we've been at. You can see it drops away. It's not sheer cliffs from high up. You can see it just drops down, and you can see people have been driving around down there because there's tracks. Very different to the other ones. So how far off the West Australia border are we? So 10 or 15 kilometres from the West Australia border, Pete thinks. We have pulled into the 10k marker peg area for camping tonight, and we are quite deep into that area, and I'll just show you this. I'll show you. Hang on. And this is our view for the night. So running through what's here. Nothing, just a view, nothing, no toilets, no nothing. You need to be self-contained. You can get down here in a 4-wheel drive. I wouldn't be taking an on-road van down here. A little bit rocky to get down here. So here it is, just you and the view. So people before us were kind enough to make this beautiful, beautiful campfire pit. So we're just taking advantage of it. Pete went for a walk right down to the beach. So I'll point, he went over a few of those mounds over there and he dropped down. He said it was a little bit of a serious track to get all the way down, and then he made his way to the beach, and it was so nice. He showed me the photos he did. It's just really, really nice just to stop and take a break and just really take in what we're seeing here.
This map provides an overview of the 3 scenic lookouts, the Bunda Cliffs lookout and the 10-mile peg campsite, helping you easily locate each point of interest along the Eyre Highway.
We're at Border Village. It's on the South Australian side of the border between SA and West Australia. There's a shell servo here and the quarantine station, which we're just about to go through. We just got rid of all the vegetables that will not be allowed in. I've seen a few of these signs around as we've been coming through. They're really nice. There is a dump point here too. It's full. We are coming up to the quarantine checkpoint, and this is where we'll get checked for what fruit veggies we have in our caravan, and they will take anything that I've missed taking out now. We are 340 k's west of the border between West Australia and South Australia, where that drum is. That one, yeah. And we are pulling into the Ceduna East Bush Camp. And there is a drum there that tells you where the driveway is, or the pull-in area. This is a free camp, and once again there is nothing here. Now we are also 5 kilometres east of Ceduna, and all we have to do is find a spot that's going to suit us. Pop a fire on, and Bob's your uncle once again. It's a little dirt track to get in here. Apparently there's plenty of room back here, and you can fit big rigs in here as well. There was a pretty good spot over there. All around. It's well off the road once you delve into it a bit. Once we find a spot, I'll get back to you. We're at the Ceduna East Bush Camp, and it's only a little ways off the road there. You can drive further down deep. There's all little tracks that take you further, and if you had a look at it, it's all road-based. So this is definitely maintained by the local council or shire. And as you can see, it's just spots jotted all around the place here. And they've got really big areas and some a little bit smaller. There was quite a few people parked in here last night. It's really huge, so plenty of room, and it's all free. There was about 3 vans in that section just in there last night, and they had a huge bushfire going. They looked like they were having a great time. There are no facilities here. There are some bins, I suppose you could say, that are jotted around, but they're never emptied. So if you're going to bring something in, take it out with you, okay? See, there's some people over there camped up. And like I said, we're just only in a very, very small portion.
Ceduna East Bush Camp turned out to be an absolute gem. Safe, yep. Quiet, you bet. It's tucked well off the highway, so there's no road noise. Just the peaceful hum of the Aussie bush. We had a solid night's sleep under a sky full of stars with 0 interruptions and no worries. If you're after a raw, real bush stop with 0 drama and front row seats to the Milky Way, this one ticks all the boxes. No crowds, no chaos, just the kind of low-key spot we love. And to make life easy, here's a map to help you find the spot. We tackled the final 380 kilometres to Norseman, which took us down the legendary 90-mile or 146 kilometre stretch, the longest, straightest road in Australia. No turns, no bends, just endless bitumen disappearing into the horizon.
Here we are at the Norseman RV Park. As with most RV parks, there are regulations, and one of them is you must be fully self-contained, so no grey water is to be let out on the ground. Now this one is 72 hours. They provide with a couple of bins. There is quite a bit of room in here. This was pretty full last night. I think all the spaces were filled up, and it's good because they've got little witches hats and some little flags, if you can see that give you a site to stay in. You don't have to pre-book, you just rock on up and hopefully there's plenty of room. We're just over in the corner there. There's no water or power available here. It's just a block of land for you to stay on for the night. Off to the side, and I'll show you where that is because you can kind of see it from here. If you can see in the distance, there's a van just moving through. In that area there, that is where the toilet dump station is, and also you can get water over there. Now the water you must pay for. It's $2 for 60 litres, and you need to get tokens. We got ours from the IGA this morning. Anyway, that's the RV park at Norseman. Really good alternative to stay. There is a caravan park somewhere here.
Before continuing our journey to the next destination, we took a moment to wander through Norseman and admire its unique street art. I'm going to break the map into a few sections because it is such an extensive area to cover. So we started at Warrella, we drove 94 k's until we got to Ceduna. This is where we held up in the caravan park for a few days while we had that really bad weather. We then continued on until we got to Penong, and this is where the windmills were, and it is a 15k dirt track down to Lake MacDonnell where the Pink Lake is. From Penong, we travelled through to Rushy's
balcony, which is where we camped for the night, and that was another 59 kilometres. From there we travelled to the head of Bight, and that is where the whale centre was, and also this is where we camped for the night, and that was 161 kilometres. From the head of Bight we continued along the Eyre Highway until we got to the 10-kilometre Peg campsite. Now, this is where all the interesting points of interest were. So we had Lookout 1, Lookout 2, Bunda Cliffs, and also Lookout 3. And then it was another 13 kilometres until you got to the border. From the border, we then continued another 344 k's until we got to Ceduna East Bush Camp. And then you can see that 146 kilometre straight road which we travelled, and then we finished our journey off at Norseman, which was another 378 kilometres. Now, this was all the Eyre Highway that we travelled all the way from Ceduna. It was all bitumen and it was a great road to drive on. So all in total, we actually did 1,350 kilometres. Our channel is about delivering useful info. To keep following so you don't miss an episode, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching The Travelling Trooper.